Hello there, everyone. Pearl Jr. here. I hope everyone is having a great day. Oh yeah, hello there, Michaelers. Proud to be a Michael Jackson fan and to be a Michaeler. Anyway, I am kind of dolled up going out to dinner for my son's birthday. So I only got 20 minutes. I better talk fast, right? So anyway, happy birthday to my son Khalil. Okay, so anyway, nice to be here. So let's go kind of quickly through some reviews, and then I got some stuff to share with you guys, okay? All right, so more proof that his name is Michael Joe Jackson and not Joseph, okay? Here we go. I posted a document. Tito was being sued for some reason, and Michael had to testify, and he had to sign something and have it notarized, okay? It says, let's see, it had to be notarized. So here it is, Michael Joe Jackson. It was in 1979, almost 21 years old because it was in July 18th. 1979, so in a month and a half he would have been 21. Okay, so he's 20-year-old, and there's the notarizing. So when you notarize something, you have to show them your legal ID, like driver's license or passport. So more proof his name is Michael Joe Jackson. All right. See, we only deal with the legal stuff, okay? Also, let's see, let me go back, because I know there's a few things that I want to get to before I get to me commentary. All right. Okay, I don't know why it does that, okay? A lot of that, okay, where it just says it disconnects. But anyway, so here we go, 11-11-11 we talked about in the last video. So here's Michael's Best of Joy 11-11-11. Did you guys know that Conrad Murray, he also was sentenced to jail on 11. Okay, it would do this when I'm in a rush. So Conrad Murray was also in 2011, he was sentenced to 4 years in jail, and he was found guilty on 11-7-11. I'm just saying, it's just, you know, Michael wrote 11-11-11. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, I don't make this stuff happen. I just notice it, as well as a lot of you other fans notice stuff. More stuff. Okay, so here we go. I hope I showed that to you guys. I think I did. Let's see, 11, there you go, that's what I was talking about. Okay, make sure you guys saw it. Okay, and here we go, the coroner's office, right? This is still, okay, this is still on the coroner's website, and they have an unclaimed body, which means somebody didn't pick up the body. Name of Carlton Austin Guy, Quintana, and Michael Jackson. How does that happen? Okay, and then I went and I copied, and you guys can go there right now and you can look this stuff up because it remains the same. So here, a few years ago, I went up and I looked up, and then I kind of copied. Okay, so I put in the name Michael Jackson, and then I put in the number they gave us for the coroner of 2009-04415. Okay, and there's no record found. There is no result for it. There's no record found of Michael Jackson. The number that is at the coroner's office on the autopsy, still no record found. Okay, and then I wanted to play this for you guys. Oh my God. Okay, Eddie Cascio is Frank Cascio's brother. Frank Cascio did a wrote a book about him and his friend Michael, right? And Eddie and Frank are brothers. So anyway, so one lady. Okay, so this is me. Oh my God, this is me 11 years ago. Oh my God, how young was I then? Okay, and of course, if you look through my videos, you could see the different hairstyles that I've had throughout the years. Okay, so this lady named Valder Beebe, she interviewed me, and then she interviewed Frank Cass, right? And I did this video years ago. Okay. Very, very curious. There's someone by the name of Valder Beebe. She is an internet radio host out of Dallas. And I met her, I think, sometime around 2005, this name of the video. 2006. And never met in person, but she was really, really sweet. And she's Is somebody trying to mess up my videos? Okay. All right. Go.
Interviewed lots of celebrities, and she even interviewed Tito Jackson earlier this year, and I was very proud of her for landing that interview. Well, anyway, she just did an interview yesterday, November 18th, with Frank Cascio, you know, the latest
2011
friend to come out with a book. And listen to what.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you this. I want to deviate a little bit from the book, and I want to tell you about this site called it's called Elbow Grease Productions, and I've seen their emails over the years, and the creator.
Okay, keeps messing up.
Writes everything Michael Jackson, right? She covers Michael Jackson. She calls herself an investigative journalist. She says Michael Jackson is alive, or is he really dead? I kid you not. She's been saying this for.
Where he is?
Does she know where he is? That's the thing that comes out of his mouth. Does she know where he is? Listen.
Does she know where he is?
Well, she does.
Does she know where he is?
Okay, so you guys can later, but then again, I had forgotten I had done this. Oh my God, I forgot about this CSI Miami show that I had, listen to this, okay, that I put in this video. You guys got to watch the whole
sequence. You got to look at.
Okay.
Prevent us from doing our job and examining who she is. And it turns out that it may not be the young pop star at all.
May not be the young pop star at all.
This is inappropriate. You keep this door shut, gentlemen. Stop, right?
Okay, so that's an episode. You guys want to watch this video, please watch it in its entirety. I would show you a little bit more, but my connection keeps, I keep losing connection, so I got to move on a little bit faster, okay? I am so sorry about this. I'm going to, oops. I'm going to have to, you know, see if, you know, call my internet company and ask them why it keeps dropping. Okay. So anyway, so Frank Cascio said, does she know where he is? Okay, that was the first thing out of his mouth. Okay, does she know where he is? Okay, and then of course he has to go along with the death hoax. So you guys just watch the rest of that video and hopefully you'll learn something else. All right, so have I caught up? Okay, so I went over Eddie Cascio. Okay, went over the Cascio tracks. Maybe the fan is doing something. I don't know. I turned it off. Okay, the Cascio tracks, right? The three Lake songs. And so the California Supreme Court has made a ruling. And the ruling is not, were they sung by Michael or were they not sung by Michael? We learned a few weeks ago who told the estate to do this, okay? That the estate just took it upon themselves to settle out of court without a trial and remove from the streaming services the three alleged songs that people think were sung by Jason Malachi, right? And they removed them. They settled without a trial. And then the California Supreme Court released an amicus brief. And what that means is that they're not a party to the case, but they're listening because they had sued. It's called an anti-slap motion, which means that you won't win a trial. I'm going to waste our time doing all this discovery, all this. You don't have a chance in HELL to win. So what they were, and she was suing for false advertisement and misrepresentation, right? And she used the Lanham Act and some other acts too. And she's saying, when I buy a song, an album, and everybody, not just her, and it says songs by Michael Jackson, I want the songs to be sung by Michael Jackson, the leads to be sung by Michael Jackson. And the estate, they wouldn't like if somebody put records out and said they were sung by Michael Jackson and they weren't, right? So, she lost her case, then she lost it in appeal, then she went to the California Supreme Court where she won. And what she won was the right for a trial. But since they settled out of court, there will not be a trial. And I believe Michael didn't want it to go into discovery, which means that they're going to get out, those work tapes are going to be released, and they're going to start digging deep into everything. And it's going to be more death hoax information, right? Because fake and breaking news. My obituary and breaking news, I mean, come on. All right. And then A Flight of the Bumblebee, and that's from a play. The music is from Flight of a Bumblebee, which is from a play where a son is trying to tell his father he's still alive. And there's just so much stuff. So the state said, we don't want to get into all that. So they settled out of court. She said she didn't want any money. Okay. So now let's get to Jeffre. Oh my God, there's been some updates. And thanks, Pascal, for sending this to me. The Jeffre Phillips case. The estate, Jeffre Phillips, this is the background. The day of the death announcement, Latoya and Jeffre and other family members went to the Carrollwood house to start picking up Michael's stuff. So apparently, per Jeffre, Catherine asked them to pick up Michael's stuff. So Jeffre has all this Michael stuff: computers, laptops, clothing, Michael's driver's license. So how did the coroner have it? Notes, cell phones, just stuff of Michael's. And Catherine told him to keep it, and then told her to give it to Taj. Taj Jackson has one of the computers because he said he gave it to Taj. Well, 13 years, well, 12 and a half years later in December, Jeffre and Julian's Auction started talking about the stuff. And Julian's Auction wanted to see it. So they set something up in April. But meanwhile, Julian's Auction wanted to authenticate that that was real. So they contacted the estate behind Jeffre's back, right? And to authenticate if that stuff was real. Well, it took them a few months. Finally, they put together this ruse. The estate hired a private investigator, and he posed as someone from Julian's Auction. And Jeffre brought the stuff to a warehouse, and he started showing them to him. So after an hour and a half, the guy presents a badge and says, "I'm here to confiscate the stuff. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. And I'm a private investigator for the estate," and said that he was recording everything, which in California, you cannot secretly record anyone, period, without their permission. One way, two way. We're in California is a two-way state. Some states are one way, which means in your state, I can record you, but you can't record me without me knowing and giving you express written permission to record me. Okay. So anyway, so that would have been illegal if they did record it, right? But he said he did, right? So anyway, so apparently I didn't know Jeffre and Latoya were together since 1999, and they broke up in 2015, according to Jeffre, because he filed his opposition to the lawsuit. And in the lawsuit, they name Jane Doe, until they know all the people that are participating. So the estate accused Jeffre of stealing. And Jeffre's like, "No, Catherine told me to gather up the stuff." And the estate I said, "Well, we didn't know he had the stuff." Now, this is the weird part. For 9 days, so from the 25th to the 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, until the 4th of July, Jeffre was there. Well, the estate did not, the executors did not get named until July 6th, 2 days later. Right? So there's that interim time where nobody was really in charge, except for, I guess, Catherine, before the courts were able to gather up and do things the legal way, right? So there's that interim there, right? Jeffre is saying since he has the stuff is his. And Jeffre did not bring all the stuff that he had, so he has more stuff, Michael. Some music, some liner notes, some, more Michael stuff he has, right? And he says that the computer that he had Michael's music on, or lyrics or song bits on, was his computer, so he didn't give them his computer. All right, so let's say he had more items in there. He said they belonged to him, but he would have given it back if the estate requested it instead of them going through an elaborate ruse. But we know possession is 9/10 of the law, so the estate wanted to get the stuff, as much of the stuff back as they could, and have it in their possession. So that's probably why they did this ruse, okay? Jeffre is saying that, ooh, before we get there, do you know the estate? There's a letter in the legal filings where Jeffre says, the estate said, we didn't know about Jeffre, and we didn't know Jeffre had the stuff, right? So Jeffre is proving that they knew. So Jeffre is helped Latoya write Starting Over. And in Starting Over, they talk about getting the stuff and their 9-day stay at the Carolwood house. I've never read Starting Over. Maybe I should. Okay. That's Latoya's book. And Latoya was going around saying the estate murdered Michael, the executors to the estate, and John Bronca stole $150 million of Michael's money. So Wiseman, the estate's attorneys, which is Wiseman and Company, sent a letter to Latoya and Simon & Schuster, the publisher, saying that you retract that or we're going to sue you because that's not true. We didn't steal $150 million and we have nothing to do with Michael Jackson's death. Okay, so that was rather interesting, right? So that was fun to read right in there. And let's see. And then Jeffre is stating that there is a statute of limitations of 3 years. So the estate said, well, we didn't know Jeffre had the stuff. So Jeffre had put in as exhibits some articles, some newspaper articles, that letter which said, yeah, you knew about our book, okay? And just some articles saying you should have known, and Catherine knew I had the stuff, okay? And Latoya knew I had the stuff. And it was up to you, the executors of the estate, to ask me for the stuff. So since you never asked me for the stuff is now mine, because there's a 3-year statute of limitations where they had an opportunity to ask for the stuff, to get the stuff, and to retrieve the stuff. So Jeffre now is saying it's his. Oh my God, his stuff, okay? And he's saying that they've ruined his reputation because he didn't steal anything. And he said time and time again, he asked Catherine, what do you want me to do with this stuff? What do you want me to do with this stuff? And she just told him to just keep it. Just, I don't know if she meant keep it or keep it for safekeeping. So I guess there's going to be a lawsuit. But in that stuff is also the driver's license. So how did the coroner, we know the coroner lying about the driver's license, naming the body from a California driver's license in the wrong name, and there's no driver's license in the name Michael Joseph Jackson. So the coroner is lying, and oh my God. If you want things more organized in my thought processes, please, okay, please watch the Alive docuseries. And before I go on, I do need to go back and interject something, okay? An unclaimed body, okay, a cryonics dead body. I've showed you guys what propofol and cryonics and so many pieces that prove to me that dead body wasn't Michael, alleged victim, alleged date, and, just so much that dead body was not Michael Jackson's, right? So he must have gotten it from a cryonics lab, right? So, and the coroner does not keep all death records. Only deaths that needs to have an autopsy or has to come through the coroner's office, right, are in there. So with cryonics, he got the body from a cryonics lab, who even had the nerve to say, I don't know what she's talking about, when some haters were sending stuff trying to make me look like a fool. And then they got a letter back from one of the cryonics facilities, even though there's many cryonics facilities. And if it's an NDA, why would they tell anyway? But they said it's a hoax, right? They put the word hoax in there, right? All right. So anyway, is that in one of them, or is that for Alive 5? No, it's in one Alive 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's in probably 4. All right. So then after they sent the fingerprints to the FBI to verify, the fingerprints must have came back in the name of Oscar Quintana and Carlton Austin Guy, and then Michael Jackson, because they thought that body was Michael Jackson's. The reason why it was unclaimed is because they just left the body there. They left it there. Okay, and all cryonic, all unclaimed bodies are cremated. And that's where that cremation lie, you know, several years after we think that he's in a crypt in Forest Lawn. All of a sudden, there's going to be reports that Catherine said, reports that a source said, Catherine said they cremated the body. Okay, because all unclaimed bodies are cremated. Okay, so that's where all that comes from. Okay, and it all makes just so, it all connects like a perfect puzzle. You know, when you put it all together and you understand it, it's all together. Okay, it makes sense. But there's something weird going on. Okay, with this driver's license. Okay, and I can't wait to see what that is. Okay, what they have in store, because you can blame everything on the coroner for misidentifying the dead body. The coroner is the one that lied about identifying the body through a driver's license. And I used to sell cars, right? So we need your ID, right? We're going to run your credit and we need your identification, right? So with every car deal, I had to make a copy of people's driver's licenses and put them in the deal jacket with the deal, so that later on, if anybody says, no, I didn't sign it, no, it wasn't me, no, I didn't take out the loan, no, I didn't buy a car, we have all the supporting documents to say it was reasonable for us to believe this was you and that this was your Social Security and it was you that was buying a car. We looked at your face on your driver's license and we matched it, right? So the coroner, he's going to identify a body by a driver's license and not make a copy and put it in the file, and then say he took it back to the California Department of Motor Vehicles, right? Right? And then somebody said, oh, and then he sent it back in 9 days. Carrollwood, Michael had to be out of Carrollwood. That house had to be empty because it was rented, and it was rented for like, I don't know, $100,000 a month, something crazy, some crazy amount of money, $50,000 a month, something crazy. Okay, was the cost to rent that 100 North Carrollwood house. Okay, and I think, let's see, Michael Jackson. Okay, let's do Michael Jackson Carrollwood house rental price. Michael Jackson Carrollwood rental monthly rental cost. I think it was $100,000 a month. God, my memory is that good. It was $100,000 a month. So they had to get the heck out of there. You know, $100,000 is a lot of money, especially when the golden goose is pronounced dead. You know, but Michael found a way to get Catherine some money, left some money up at Sony for Thriller 25. They got that money real quick because Tome had it. So they were able to give Catherine $5-6 million for operating costs until all the money and everything started getting sorted out. Okay, which also caught up the payment on the Havenhurst house, caught up. Oh, Neverland was already caught up because he already worked that deal with Tom Barack, right? I went over that already, where Michael didn't have to pay a mortgage. Okay, Michael did that deal, closed it November 2008, and he got like $40 million, okay, of cash too. Okay, watch the Alive docu-series. Okay, all that's in there. All right, so a 3-year statute of limitations, so therefore the stuff is his because that expired in 2012. Okay, let's see, the estate detectives recorded, let's see, I think I'm doing really good here. Oh, but I was thinking, okay, so there was a trial, right? So if Jeffrey had pill bottles, is that tampering with evidence? I'm just saying. You know, did you give the pill bottles? Should have been a part of the Murray trial, right? If they were pill bottles, why did he have them pill bottles? And the stuff that you took, the clothing, apparently a resuscitation tube that went down the throat. Okay, you had that? Really? Some fishy up in here. Okay, something fishy up in here. I'm just telling you guys. So hold on tight, okay? Let's see. Is Michael's DNA going to be on there? But even if it is Michael's real DNA in the resuscitation, all he got to do is lick it. Lick the tube. All he got to do is lick the tube and to set everything up for that, right? Lick the tube and set everything up. So Michael, it's out the bag. I've already figured it out. It was not your body. It was a cryonic body double, because there's no proof that those propofol bottles that Conrad Murray bought that were mailed to his girlfriend's, his baby mama house, right, were ever used and put in anybody, because they were just emptied, because the tabs weren't pulled. And that's why we had that crazy apparatus of how they do it, because none of the tabs were pulled to make it hang. I'm telling y'all, it's just such a hoax. It's unbelievable. All right. So then let's see. Let's see what else I have. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey could be liable for twice the value of the stuff. Okay. If he loses in court, right? If he loses in court. Let's see. And the estate said he's not entitled to any of that property. I don't think he is, because it wasn't his in the first place, and Catherine gave it to him for safekeeping. Okay. And he was, never did someone sign a bill of sale to him. Okay. And why would someone just give him free Michael Jackson deathbed stuff? Okay, at no charge, no cost. It is not his. But let's look up possession is 9/10 of the law. Let's look up that. Possession is 9/10 of the law. What does that mean? I've always heard it. This popular legal phrase is an expression meaning that ownership is easier to maintain if a person has possession of something, and difficult to enforce if a person does not. Okay, so that's kind of, it is a common idiom. But exactly what does possession is 9/10 of the law mean in actual legal terms? Or does it have any legal merit at all? The phrase essentially means that when you physically possess something, you have a stronger legal claim to it than someone who just claims ownership of it. Okay. So that's why the estate had to get as much of that stuff back as they can. And now it looks like, unless they settle out of court, it looks like Jeffrey's going to have to give the stuff back, and he might be liable for any court cost and all this other stuff. Jeffrey says he did not steal it, and the estate is ruining his reputation. Let's see. That's about it when it comes down to that. Did I go through all that quickly? And you know what? It's time for me to go. So let's see if I went through everything. Let me go on my Instagram account and make sure that everything I posted that I brought up to you guys today. Yes, and let's go to my Twitter to make sure that I posted everything I wanted to talk. I talked about everything that I wanted to. Yeah, feel free to go to the Corners website, because I just went there, and the same information that's been there since 2009 is still there. No record found of Michael Jackson under the number on the autopsy report. Okay, they're going to say, oh, because it was what is it? What is it? It is cases where next of kin have not been notified. It says Latoya was notified, so that ain't it. Or cases on security hold. Security hold? That's 13 years ago. There's always been a trial. There's been a conviction. Why isn't it there? I don't think they can have two records for the same person. That's what I believe. That they cannot have two records for the same person. So since that Oscar Quintana and Carlton Guy, and Michael Jackson, I believe that that's the dead body, because that dead body was 48 years old, 48 and a half years old. Michael was 50, okay? They would look the same. How come this one with AKA Michael Jackson wasn't 12 or wasn't 80? Why did it have to be right at the same age that Michael is? It's because that's what they thought, that body was Michael Jackson's. And if, I believe Karen is lying completely about 9 hours dressing a body, Karen Faye and Michael Bush, Dennis Tompkins is dead, 9 hours. But let's just say that they were telling the truth. That dead body wasn't Michael's, okay? Because Forrest Lawn has stated to me and many other fans, and the next video I'm going to show, somebody recorded. I didn't record it, but it's on the internet. Somebody recorded a call with Forest Lawn when they say they don't have Michael's body. I called Forest Lawn and I didn't record it. Forest Lawn said to me, we don't have Michael's body and we've never had it. I had another phone call to Forest Lawn where I told them I was going to be sharing that conversation with the fans and they said fine. Okay, so sharing the information with others and they said fine. Somebody else, okay, and Forest Lawn ain't gonna mess with me. You know why? Because they don't want to be digging into this, lying to the world, pretending like Michael's dead and buried there and letting all these ceremonious events happening and flowers and all that stuff. Now, Forest Lawn's going to say, look, the Jacksons rented out the entire facility on September 3rd. So we believed them when they said they put the body in there. But Forest Lawn has also told us that we don't have Michael's body. We've never had it. Several fans, and also said no Forest Lawn in the state of California has ever interned Michael's body or received Michael's body. So what body is the coroner's report talking about on August 8th where Latoya supposedly went there and got a hair sample? Okay, a hair sample. When did that happen? And Latoya said she didn't see the face. It was covered with towels. Okay, just was able to take a piece of hair out. You know, how come the coroner couldn't go do that? But Latoya went, okay, and Jeffre, they went, okay? I'm telling y'all. And Forest Lawn, okay, 13 years of ruse, okay? 13 years of ruse, and they put up with it, and then they say, oh, we got to keep it private. Now, they could say Michael Jackson's crypt is there because the estate paid $590,000 for that crypt. Just to have him cremated a few years later, it's just all absurd. When you have the knowledge, it's absurd. When you have the knowledge, it's absurd. All right, guys, I gotta go. I will talk to you later, and I will see you next time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.